Hey guys, it's Amy with Crafts by Amy. Um, we're doing something I'm not used to today. So I have no clue how this is gonna work out. I'm gonna finish taking part because I don't need. No, that's not big enough. Yes. I'm doing a fake bake, and I'm going to be. Well, I guess I could have just left them the way they were because the other two are too thin. I'm making a pie crust, so I don't want it to be too thin. So I don't know how this is gonna go. I honestly have no clue. But I'm gonna wait until the hour before I start with anything. I actually have two crafts to do. I do have another one. I'm actually more excited about this one because I've been wanting to do this for like 3 years now. I don't even remember when I started it, but it was at least 3 years ago. It might have even been more. I have no clue. Hey, Miss Bonnie. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. I am going to. I'm gonna mix up some color in here real quick. Don't ask me if I actually know what I'm doing because I have no freaking clue. Hey, Miss Deb, thank you for sprinkling. This is probably too dark. Hey, Miss Yadi. Your mug looked amazing. Hey, Kelly. Thank you, Miss Yadi. So, it is 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 Central, so it is my time in this event in Yadi's Workshop and Friends, and it is fake bakes this weekend. And up before me was Miss Yadi, and up after me is Tamara with Crafty Fox Creations by Tamara. And all the people that were in the event today seem to know what they're doing, and I have no clue because I have never done. The closest thing to a fake bake I have done, I made marshmallows one time, not on a live, and I made a few pieces of popcorn. I think I did the popcorn on a live. So I have no clue. I have all of this clay. I mean, I even have a professional rolling pin. I have the cornstarch. I have everything you could think of. Does that mean I actually do fake bakes? No. I am trying to make a color to put on these pieces of sponge that I cut up. These are dish sponges that I cut up. I learned this from somebody a long time ago. I couldn't even tell you who because it's been like 3 years. I don't even remember if it was Facebook or if it was YouTube because that's how long ago it has been. And yeah. So I'm trying to make a color that is like apple colored because it's supposed to be an apple pie. You look like you knew what you were doing, Missy. So I'm thinning out, well, not thinning out, but I'm trying to make color lighter on this than the brown that it was. And I added some coral to it, so it gave it like a peachy tone. I really could have just used my, I really should have just used my wax. Not wax, my stain. I think it's still on my desk, but I could be wrong. It might be in here. No, it's not. I don't know where it is. I don't know. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm adding water to it, though, to thin it out, because I don't need it this thick or it's not going to go over the sponges. And that might have been a little bit too much water, but I needed it watered down. This looks like a chocolate frosty, you guys. Speaking of chocolate frosties, right now, if you order, I think if you go there and order them in person or in the app, you can get a small frosty for $1. So I have 2 of these pie tins from Hobby Lobby. I think they're like $1, $1.99, something like that. So I thought we would make 2 of them. So I'm gonna put some of these in here to see how much I actually need to do. Hey, Miss Tina. Like I said, I am making a pie shell to go with it, but I need enough to like fill that. Now I'm just reusing a zipper bag to put this in to shake it up. So obviously I went a little overboard when I bought this stuff and decided to cut it all up because I obviously did not need that much for too many pies. But yeah, I think this will be good. So I'm going to dump these into this bag and then I'm going to pour that paint in here. Hey, Miss Rona. Thanks for hopping over here. I know it's late over on your side of the pond. Why do we call it a pond? Did we get that from you guys? You love macaroons? Oh, I've never made a macaroon. I've seen people make them. I know Miss Yvonne made one. So I'm trying to make pie pieces. They kind of already look like pie pieces, but they need to look cooked. So, hi, Miss Lucy. Thank you for sprinkling. I'm just putting the rest of those to the side. I have no clue what I'm doing. Hi, Mary. I am doing a fake bake, and I'm gonna do my pie shell before I do the apples. I'm just gonna put that aside. I might use some of that paint that I just watered down with this. This is foam clay from Michaels. It's the Creatology brand. It's very sticky, which I know that Eden said the one that she got from Amazon first was very sticky. I mean, it's not really sticky. It's just kind of wet. I have no clue how much I'm going to need for 2 pie crusts, but I have 2 of these bags. Plus, I have a whole thing of Bose clay, and I have Model Magic, so I don't think I'm going to run out of clay. Just saying. But it is kind of wet. And I really have no clue what I am doing. Yeah, I don't know why we say the pond. I always wonder that. I'm like, it's not a pond, people. It's an ocean. I'm not a huge fan of macaroons. I don't know if I just had some that just didn't taste good, but the ones I tried, I did not like. Thank you for sprinkling, Miss Yvonne. So yeah, I have no clue what I am doing. I don't even know how. That sounded weird. I don't even know how long you're supposed to do this for. I know you're supposed to stretch it until it does something, but mine just broke when I stretched it, so I don't think it's supposed to do that. I'm thinking this is starting to feel like it should. So I do want to add some tint to it. And this is probably totally wrong to do this, but I don't really care. I'm adding some cinnamon to this. Maybe it'll give it color. Maybe it'll just give it scent. I don't know, but we're adding this. We're going to put it in there and see how it does. I don't even know if it will scent it, but yeah, it is. It's alive and making funny noises. I probably could have just put water or cinnamon in there with the the apple pieces. It does smell like cinnamon though now. And it is giving it a little tint of brown from the cinnamon. So what I think I'm going to do is add a tiny bit of the golden brown. This is what I mixed in that cup with coral. So I'm going to just put a tiny bit of this, a few drops. And see if we can get it to a color that looks like pie crust. Because I don't want it to be white. That's not what a pie crust looks like. We might have to add more color. I don't know. I've never done this before. I have brown foam clay, but it's brown. And I would have had to add white to it anyway, so... And I have enough of this white to do stuff with that, you know, we might as well go for it. This is starting to look really pretty. I think I might just put the cinnamon in with those pieces. Or I might add the cinnamon in with that. Okay. I want it darker than this. This is not dark enough to be pie crust. Pie crust is like off-white, and this is just like not the color I'm looking for. So you can always add more color. You can never take it back. I mean, I could add more white if I needed to, but I don't really want to if I don't have to. So we're just gonna fold this in and hope this works. I mean, you can kind of see it's folding into it. Well, okay then. Well, okay then. I didn't even know that, and I added cinnamon because it's sitting on my desk, and I had it out to do something. I was looking for it the other day. I finally was going to finish my craft from like 2 years ago when I was doing the lantern and the shovel for the I don't know, I guess he's the grave keeper or whatever at the Haunted Mansion. And the shovel never looked like it should. And I was looking all over for that and I couldn't find it. It was because it was on my desk. Hey, Miss Mandy. Okay, this is starting to look more like pie dough to me, color-wise. But it's not quite there yet. I really didn't want to get paint all over my finger, but there it is. What, that I'm adding cinnamon or that I'm adding color with the paints? Or that I don't want paint on my fingers? Because that's how I roll. I don't like stuff on my fingers. See, a little bit of it streaky there. Yes, I could. Did I think of that beforehand? No. I just started adding color. So, we are going to add some of this to the pie filling. And I'm just moving this out of my way. So I don't need any more of that right now. And I'm going to hope that this is enough to do both pies. Let's see if we can. Thank you, Miss Mandy. I'm like, I don't even know who I'm talking to anymore, you guys. I'm going to take my watch off because it keeps flapping on the glass. I'm just going to split this in two. And we're going to roll it out. And we're going to need some for the topping because I want to do lattice. And I kind of want to make some... I'm going to think of words. Some cutouts with some that look like leaves. And if I think this is too thick, I'm going to take this piece off. Like if I think I can't get this thin enough, I'm going to take that piece off. And yes, my desk squeaks. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to do that. We might have to do the leaves in a different color. Or we might do the leaves in like white and just paint them. I don't know. Of course my thing keeps going off the edge, but I don't want to put it on my mat because I don't like this thing. It's funky. I think I can go thinner, so I'm going to take the orange one off of both of the ends because this piece screws off of the end. And I already took the red one off. There's a red one on here that's bigger. These are each like a certain dimension. This one's 6 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch. The next one is 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters. So it kind of is, because I was stressing out a few minutes ago and I already feel better because I had no clue what I was doing when I hopped. I have a whole laundry basket on the floor with stuff in it that I was like, I don't know what I'm doing because I couldn't find these pie pans. I had the pie filling, but I didn't know where the pie pans were. And I'm like, yeah, I can't make pie without the pie actual shape. So I pulled out something else that I had, and it turned out it was in the container that the other stuff was in. Okay. So we went from 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch. So I'm guessing the blue one is 1/16 of an inch. But yeah, these just tighten on the ends. And I just got this one from Amazon. Or Temu. I think it was Temu. But I know they sell them on both, so. But the whole point of this is that those little things on the edge, if anybody was watching Eden earlier, she had popsicle sticks that she used, and she was trying to show you how to make it a certain dimension. That's what this is doing. And I'm trying to get this to be as much as I can because I don't really need a thick crust in the bottom, but I need enough to be able to do my lattice work at the top. That's why I'm spreading it so much. Honey, you have not liked Temu since the very first time you bought stuff from there. I still remember the first time you did a haul from Temu. You complained about practically everything. You said the lace wasn't pretty. It wasn't the color it should be. I forgot what else, but I just remember the lace. You had bought lace and you did not like the lace. Okay. So this is our pan. And yes, I am stretching this, but it's all good because it's stretchy. I don't have fingernails right now too, so I just cannot delete Temu. I order too much stuff from it for junk journals and just craft. Like my cabochons, I love my cabochons from there. I use my cabochons in the middle of a lot of my bows. But stickers, like the PET stickers, and just a lot of stuff for journals. It's really inexpensive. I think I got a pair of scissors from there that I love. If y'all have ever seen me using my scalloped ones, those were from Temu. And I love those scissors. They're not the pinking shear ones that are zigzaggy. Hey, Miss Debbie, it's been a long time since I've seen you in one of my lives. So all of this extra, I'm going to cut it off. I really wish I knew where. I had just bought some scissors and I was going to make one of the pair of scissors specifically for this, but I don't know what happened to them, so we are just going to use these. And we're going to use this, and I am going to fix the edge. Like, I'm not going to leave it looking all janky looking. But we are going to use, whoops, this leftover to do lattice work. And I kind of just cut that a little bit more than I wanted. So we're gonna keep this. We're not we're not doing anything with that right this second. Just put my scissors to the side. Probably just going to do this to this. Trim this piece right here. I learned about the scissors from Michelle from Glitzy Yaya. She uses scissors to cut excess off when she's covering something, so figure if you can use it to cover when you're covering something, you can use it on a pie. So that's what we're doing. So we got another one to roll out. This is all the same of this. Not in a month. I forget what I need it for. So I'm just going to stick that in that pot right now because that's what's left of the other one. And so whatever we have from both of them, we're going to make Gladys out of them. And I am going to use my scallop scissors for that, even though I've cut paper with them. Yeah, I ordered from Shein before I even knew what Temu was. I ordered clothes from them. The plus size stuff from Temu does not seem to be as big as the plus size stuff from Shein. And I've never ordered from AliExpress, but I do know that it's part. Christy from Crafty Fox Christy was actually mentioning that in comments on Craft Room Confessions with Beth when she did a live. And I looked it up, and AliExpress is part of the Alibaba group. And I know that that's a legitimate company because I learned about that when I went back to school for marketing. So it's a division of that. Just trying to get this as thin as I can. And then I'm going to put this one in here. My friend Helen, not at all. Already understand. They're usually pretty good about giving you a refund, though, if you tell them, hey, I ordered this and this didn't come with it, or I ordered this and this is not what this was supposed to be, or I ordered this and it's broken. That's happened to me on numerous occasions. Or something arrives broken in my shipment or is missing a piece. Like one time I ordered some bees that were Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, and one of them was missing. Another time I ordered a container, a plastic storage container, and 2 of the 3 layers were completely and utterly broken. Another time I ordered some wood pieces and it was missing one of them. So I love my clothes from Shein. Although I will say I've ordered them and they've been too big. Even though I follow the sizing thing, the clothes I ordered according to my measurements, and I actually measured myself to make sure, and the clothes were just super big on some of the things, not everything. So yeah, if I had a fork in here, I'd probably use it to do the little press thing on the side. My mom does that for our pies at Christmas. And if I had one of those, the wheels, I don't have one of those right now. I might have used that because this is folding back in on itself and it's not covering the edge, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it's not really what I wanted. So I'm going to put my extra clay over here, and this is our pie filling. I am going to pour some cinnamon in here first. I don't know how this is going to work. Yeah, that's a good deal, Miss Vaughn. Okay. We might just actually do this instead of using that paint that I mixed up. Because I think this looks better than what that paint would look like. It's just supposed to look like cooked apples, so I think that was a good decision. I don't think we're going to use that paint. I might use it for cutouts if I don't have enough clay, but I think this is going to be fine. Whoops. And if I don't end up using all of these for this, I'm just going to leave them in the bag and I'll use them for something else. And because I did pile these up really high when I was doing it to begin with. I just needed to get rid of the yellow. I think I did pretty well. I think it kind of looks like cooked apples, don't y'all? Without using any of the paint on it. I have fans going, that's why everything's blowing everywhere in here. I might actually toss some more of those yellow pieces in here. I think I will. Oh, it does smell good. I am going to throw another handful in here because I've got enough cinnamon in here to cover more. My handfuls are not that big, so that was 2 small handfuls equals 1 big. Well, it may not have been enough to do all of these, but it did it somewhat. Thanks, Yadi. Obviously, I had no clue what I was doing. I mean, I knew this, but the lady that did it that I saw, she made hers with, I want to say she did it with like paint or like thinned out something. It wasn't like, she didn't just use cinnamon. She didn't even use cinnamon. So I don't know what she did, but yeah. A piece of hair on the table. So now we're going to roll this out to do some lattice work. And like I said, I am going to cut it with my scissors that are scalloped because I don't have a, I don't know what that thing is, but I know it's for cutting pie crust. It's a rolly tool, and I know that they sell them for clay because I think I'm going to order that set. I had a whole set of tools. It didn't have those pieces in it though, but I can't find any of them. Like when I ordered this stuff, I ordered some tools from Amazon, and they're in this craft room somewhere. So again, I'm trying to make this as thin as possible. And it's not really sticking to this because it's all glass. Yeah, we only have, well, I don't even know if they sell nutmeg. This was from Walmart. It was cheaper than the stuff at the Dollar Tree. But I'll have to check next time for the nutmeg. Because in my house, we only use real nutmeg. Like I have the planer thing. I actually think I have one of those in here. I got one from a FabFitFun box, and I already have a microplaner that I use for my nutmeg, so I don't need another one. But that's what came in the box, so I brought it up here because I have cinnamon sticks that we didn't use. Okay, these are my scissors. They're scalloped. I don't know if y'all can really see them, but they're scalloped, not pointy. So we're gonna try this. I have no clue what I'm doing, but we're gonna try this. We're gonna cut some strips to do the lattice. You really can't see them once you cut it. I think this was too wide. Oops. cutting some pieces for the other one because I don't want to run out of the clay. For both of them. Hi, Carly. Welcome. Hey, Tamara. Tamara's up after me. Yes, I know who Carly is because of AIC. I think we're both in the mystery box challenge. So now I'm going to try and re-roll this to do a couple of pieces to go the other way. But welcome, Carly. I don't know if I've ever caught you live, but I know I've seen you in the group chat, so this one I need to stretch a little bit more. Hopefully this one will be enough for some strips. Like I said, I might just get out some white to do some cutouts for the top. I have some leaves and stuff, so hopefully that'll work. I want to get a pair of these just for crafting, like just for clay, so that I'm not using them on paper, because I do use these for my paper stuff. I like the scalloped edges, especially if I'm cutting out something that's supposed to be a stamp. It does very well for the edges on that if you don't have a stamp punch, which I do not. So no, they are not even. I am not good at that stuff, so any of the pieces that are sticking out, I'm just pushing back into the side. I will trim the edges. Well, this one I messed up just now, so let me see if we can get to. I have a smaller rolling pin that I'm going to get to. I have one from Crafts. I think it's Craft Smart from Michaels. I really need to get this table to stop squeaking. That is beyond annoying to me, and I'm sure if you could hear it, it's probably beyond annoying to you too. Harley, what do you do? I mean, I know you craft, but do you have like a thing? I know I am not a fake baker by any stretch of the mean. Like this is the first time I've ever done this on a live, and it's probably not going to be it's probably going to be the last. I don't know that I really like this enough to keep going. This is going to be okay. It's way too thin, but I need one more strip, so we are just gonna cut it and hope for the best, because I need one more strip for the other one. I know that Pokey from Pokey's Crafting Place with Michelle, she does a lot of tassels. I'm gonna keep this, and I think I'm gonna mix that with some white to do the little leaves. I'm just pressing the clay into the clay on the side so that it will adhere. Because wet clay stays on wet clay, but if it was dried already, I would have to get glue, but it's not. These scissors really are too big for this. I do have a knife I could use, but I really don't want to. I'm just going to use the scissors. And also I'm going to add all of this back into the ball. Thanks, Miss Yvonne. Aw. Thanks, Miss Rona. I'm just saying that I might do another live with fake bakes if I join another event. I mean, I'm not going to back out of something. That's the reason I joined the event, because I've only done one thing. Like I said, I did popcorn one time on a live. That was it. Let's get all of this. I know a piece fell on the floor. I'm just going to throw whatever's on the floor away. I am not going to worry about the piece that's on the floor. So just back over here, put these back over here. And then let me grab the little mini cutters I was talking about. These were from Hobby Lobby. I don't know which. I know they still sell the little ones in the clay section. Oh, thank you guys. So they have a couple of different leaf ones. Like this is like an oak leaf. It's a little oak leaf. I'm not sure what this one is. I think this is a maple leaf. I think that's a maple leaf. It has just the petals. It has a butterfly, a dragonfly, a star, a bird. I know that doesn't really look like a bird, but it's a bird. And they have like a caterpillar one. I don't want to make a caterpillar. So I'm just going to put that back in there. I don't know what the heck this is. I don't know what that is. A rocket? I have no clue. And it has like 2 different size stars. And I have other ones. These are just, that's just this particular set. I know y'all have heard me talk. Oh, thanks, Tamara. I know y'all have heard me talk about my mom texting me while I'm live. I'm going to tell y'all what she just texted me because I love my mom. So in my bathroom, there is part of the ceiling that looks like it has water damage. And also the outlet in my bathroom, all around it is black. And the switches on there, I have gone to turn just turn the light on. I wasn't even using the sink for whatever reason. I might have been using the sink, but anyway, they had water on the switches. And so I told my dad about that, and he was like, I guess I need to get the contractor to come out sooner rather than later. And I was like, you think? And then also I was working on my computer. I have a desktop computer that used to be my mom's, and it's in my bedroom. And I was working on it the other day because I was in my room. My laptop is in here for whatever reason, and I needed it. And so I just went over there. Well, I told my dad that the bottom part of the windowsill was rotted, just like it was in my bathroom, which is how I ended up getting a new bathroom. And he was like, I'm like, yeah. He knew about this problem. It was not something new. It wasn't something I just told him today. The termite thing happened like 2 years ago. So my mom sends me a text message, and I'm literally going to read you what it says. Contractor and termite people coming tomorrow, 1 at 8:30, 1 at noon. Good luck. Because she knows I don't like getting up early. And she also knows I don't like people coming into my room. So, my mom is funny. Or at least she thinks she is. I wonder if I have enough room to do... Probably not. These are too big. I was going to do some cookies. But I think these are all weight. I was like, oh, I could do a pumpkin in the middle and put it there, but I don't think I'm going to have enough dough. Because I was thinking, oh, I could put all the leaves on like the outer ones. I put the leaves on like those pieces. I definitely would want to make them a little bit darker though. You sound like Gabby. I'm just not, I've never been a morning person, never gonna be a morning person. I've told this story before. My mom used to wake me up in the morning when I was a kid, and she would sing this stupid ass song to me in hopes that it would wake me up. She would turn the overhead lights on and she would walk out of the room, and she would come back a couple minutes later and I was back sleeping. So, turning on overhead lights and singing to me does not wake me up. At least she never tried to put water in my face to try and wake me up, because that would have been the last straw for me. I wonder if we can use some of this. It's watered down, but I don't think it's like that watered down where I couldn't use it to paint some. It's not going to change the color that much, but it might just change it enough to where it looks not exactly the same as what we put on there. Yeah, I've never been a morning person. My mother knows that. I went to a school where we wore uniforms when I was a kid, and that was my saving grace. Was that I knew what I needed to put on in the morning because it was the same thing every day. I feel like that's how my niece is now, because she goes to school and she goes to a school that wears uniforms. So once it got to be teenage years, it was like, meh. Oh, if my mom had done that, I probably would have bit her. I'm not saying I'm a mean child, but also not saying I'm a nice child. Oh no, my mom used to wake me up with this stupid song that said, you gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta get up in the morning. And it was a stupid, like, someday they're gonna find murder the bugler. One day they're gonna find him dead. And then they'll get the pup that wakes the bugler up. You gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta get up in the morning. Yeah, that's what my mom used to sing to me. Okay, I'm gonna go for it with the pumpkin. This is big enough. She actually thought that was gonna wake me up too, so. She sings a Good Morning Pineapple song. Yeah, I'm not an early riser. I never have been, never will be. Okay, I'm folding this back in with this one piece. Isn't it annoying, Tamara? I'm glad I'm not the only person that knows that song. Like somebody else's parents sang that to them too. I thought my mom made that song up, and like I was like, "You go, girl." I like the pumpkin, so we're gonna go with the pumpkin. Should I paint the pumpkin with some orange color, or should I just leave it like this? What do y'all think? Let's see if I can get this to go back out. And I'm like, why? I mean, I understand that they murdered the bugler because they didn't want to get up in the morning, but getting the pup that woke the bugler up, like that's a little bit much, don't you think? So the dog woke the bugler up so he could bugle, and then they're gonna kill the puppy dog too. I didn't know that back in the day, but thinking about that now, I'm like, okay, they were killing the bugler and then they killed the dog. That's not cool. Okay, get our pies back over here. Just put this in the middle. This, and if I think it needs some orange, just to, I can always paint it after live, like once it's set. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I don't want to throw it away. I might go get a bag to put it in. I have snack bags. Or maybe I'll just cut up some more things. before I put it back in there. I do have another thing I can work on since this is almost done. I used a little rolling pin thing. Cut out a couple of leaves. These are the maple leaves. The color really didn't change anything when I put those leaves back in here. So I'm just going to put them on random pieces on the pies. Until I run out of clay. Hey, Shelly. I watched you earlier. I was eating while you were live. That's why I wasn't commenting. I was watching you when you did your cookies. Because I heard you say that was it your son that made the 3D cookie cutter for you? And you were saying that it had too much detail for you for doing what you wanted to do with it. Okay, that one did not come out well. This is foam clay from Michael's, and I added cinnamon to it. It has cinnamon in it. Luckily, you can just keep going, tiptoe through the tulips. I can just see that guy singing it. What's his name? Tiny Tim? With his little ukulele. Well, okay then. Awesome. I never met Tiny Tim. I just know the man died like after he performed at a concert, like a private concert. I am gonna throw that paint away though. It was just the Craft Smart paint from Michael's, so it's not like it costs a lot of money. It was only like 60 cents. That is so funny, Rona. Oh, I love ZZ Top. Sharp Dressed Man is my jam. I loved Happy Days. I want to do a whole journal. I was going to buy some cards and I didn't. I bought a whole bunch of cards yesterday, like trading cards off of eBay. And I probably should not go back on eBay. And one of the ones I was thinking about buying were Happy Days. I did not buy them. I saved them for later. I might go back. Oh, no, it wasn't Happy Days. It was Mork and Mindy. It was Mork and Mindy. They did have Happy Days, though. I'm obsessed with those shows. I call them they're the Gary Marshall shows. They have Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, Mork and Mindy, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated. Okay, I think I can throw away this much of this. It's like a minuscule amount, and when I got that clay, it was on sale, so I do not feel bad with that. That is not that much clay that I am throwing away. This thing writes for me. I don't know what you were talking about, but that sounds weird. Okay. This is orange, despite the fact that it doesn't look orange. It's orange, I promise. It's just really dark. So we might add some of that white clay into this to make it lighter. We are gonna cover a piece of foam and make it into a giant Halloween themed popsicle. Or lollipop, I guess, not popsicle. I don't know how much clay I'm gonna need, so we're just gonna go to town. Yes, I loved Robin Williams. Mork and Mindy was my first like introduction to him. So, and I loved Jonathan Winters. So I'm gonna add some white to this. And whatever I don't use, I have another Ziploc bag. I have more Ziploc bags to put things in. This is also Creatology clay from Michaels. I actually got 2 containers that were the primary colors, and I mixed them to make orange, purple, and green, and they turned out this dark color. So I mixed the whole bag. But if it doesn't lighten up, I could probably add some like lighter orange to the clay to kind of lighten it up some. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm not adding too much. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, Miss Christie, I am fake baking. I made apple pie. I don't know if you can see that to the left of me. These are my little apple pies that have little pumpkins on them that I might come back and paint on later. I made apple pie. And now I am mixing some colors to cover this big foam round. That's what we're going to be covering. So that's why I knew I needed a lot of the Flip Wilson. The devil made me do it. I used to watch all of those shows with my mom. I was obsessed with Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In when I was a kid. I loved that show. Ruth Buzzy was hilarious. And then she played Screech's mom on Saved by the Bell. I want to make sure that white is all combined in here before I roll it out. I don't care if it's dark. Right? It lightened it up enough to where I am okay with it. Geraldine, yes. Oh, thanks for having me, Yadi. So I don't know if I'm sure y'all have seen the big lollipops that they have at Hobby Lobby for Christmas time, the pink and blue and I think purple maybe, where I don't think it's not covered in this, but they do like the circle with like, it looks like yarn or pipe cleaner that goes all around it, and then it has the sprinkles. That's what we're doing with this. And I have a giant, I don't know which one of these I'm going to use, but I have this, and this is going to be our popsicle stick that I'm going to shove up in there. I've never faked. The only other thing I've ever made with clay was some popcorn. She played Screech's mom on Saved by the Bell, Ruth Buzzy. She had she's the one, she had the Elvis statue that they broke in the episode where the boys had a sleepover and the girls showed up. And then they had a party. Yep, that was Ruth Buzzy. I love her. I'm trying to think of the other name. The guy that would always say, very interesting. I liked him. And then, I can't remember the other guy. He was in the Halloween That Almost Wasn't. I can't remember what his name is. He played Dracula's servant. Oh, thank you, Miss Tina. Yeah, that was a while ago when I did that. So we're going to roll this out to cover the foam. Could probably have put the rest in peace. Yeah, he's dead. I love how they paid tribute to him and Kevin on the new Saved by the Bell that they did. When they did like the class reunion episode, and it was Lisa and Jesse and Slater and Zach and Kelly, and they were all talking about they were all at the Max with the original guy that was the waiter at Max. And they were like, to Screech and Kevin. And I was like, oh, Kevin the robot. I loved Kevin the robot that Screech made back in the day. Does anybody else remember the episode with where Screech was trying to teach Kelly science stuff and she fell in love with him? That was one of the weirder episodes ever. This part needs to be flattened some more. Oh, well, you missed out. Kevin was his robot that he made. I like the episode where he got struck by lightning and he could pick up radio signals. And the federal government thought he was an alien. Yeah, that kid's an alien, all right. I love Saved by the Bell. I used to watch the reruns before school. When I was in high school. When I was in junior high, I used to watch the real Ghostbusters. And when I was a kid, I didn't want to wake up in time to watch anything, so. I have 7 minutes left, and then we're going to go watch Tamara from Crafty Fox Creations. Yes, I am going to smooth this out. I watched at my friends' houses. Okay, then. It wants to, like, not go loose. I need one of those cake smoothers that they used for fondant. I need to get one of those. So I didn't realize this, but I read these books called Off Campus. They're like sexy romance. They're hockey romance novels. And they made a TV show for Amazon. And the guy that plays the lead, I was like, he looks so familiar, but I couldn't figure out what it was. He played Jesse's son on the remake of Saved by the Bell. And I was like, oh, yeah, he was an airhead on that show. Jesse's son was an idiot. Let me just see if I can do this on this. I know it's too much clay, but I don't know how to smooth it other than that. It's stuck. Okay, don't do that. I really don't want to put it on this, but it won't come off this glass easily. I'm tired of it sticking. I'm just going to put that on top of cornstarch. I had that in case I needed it for molds, but I really didn't use any of my molds for any of this. We're just going to clean this up some. And it's funny because that cleaner is it has the same scent as cinnamon in it. It's made with like natural oils, and one of them is cinnamon. What is that? This part is going to be a lollipop. So I need it to be flat. And then I have this black macrame thread that I'm going to glue on in the circle. And I'm probably going to paint that stick. I don't know if I'm going to paint it with, I don't know what color I'm going to paint it. But I want to paint it with something. And then it's going to go in here. So I might do it black, just so it's uniform. But yeah, I need to flatten this and figure all of that goodness out. I really probably am going to go try and find, I have a bench scraper that I think I could use to like flatten it better than my hand. But it really does have a lot of excess. Let's grab scissors and cut some of this off. The top part doesn't, it's the bottom part that does do yellow. Hey, look, it looks like somebody bit into the... Should I do it like candy corn colors, Christy? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm gonna have to go get one of those bags to put this in because it's not the same orange that we started with. I could roll out yellow and put yellow on it out of clay, but I think it'd just be easier to paint it. This is not how the ones at Hobby Lobby look, by the way. I don't think they have clay on them. I can't be for certain because I don't have one of them. Emmy does, but it's in with her Christmas stuff, so. So up and after me is Tamara with Crafty Fox Creations. And I know Ms. Beth said she was probably going to be live later this evening. So if you're a friend of, if you like watching Beth with Craft Room Confessions, she's probably going live this evening. And if y'all know Beth, she doesn't go live until late. So I'll show y'all some of the stuff I have to put on this once I have it all smoothed out and not so bumpy. I have all of these. So I have sprinkles. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use these, but I have all of these pieces from Joann's, which, excuse me. These are little bat polymer clay pieces. These are little coffin pieces. These are black cats. I know y'all can't really see them, but they're little black cats. And then these are bones. They're just these bones in here. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to use, but yeah, it does need to have some of this taken off. And I also have cabochons, so I might put some of those on there. Let me see if I can find the box, and y'all can help me pick which one. So I have, the clay's not going to dry anytime soon, guys, so. I will definitely post a picture once I get this done. And thank you for having me, Miss Yadi, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your weekend, too. So I have some spiders we could put on here. They look good against that. I have pumpkins, but the pumpkins I think are going to look too weird against that. I also have these bats. So I'm not opening the bats that are in that container because I have some of these polymer clay ones already. And then some that have faces on them that are made out of like resin. And then I have people. And by people, I mean skeletons. I have skeleton people. And I love these ghosts. These ghosts are so cute. And then I have pumpkins. But I have a lot of different ones. And I also have black ghosts, in case y'all have never seen a ghost that turned black. Now you have. I might use some of the black ones. I don't know if I want to use the white one since it has the orange pumpkin. I could use the white ones that don't have that, but I will figure it out. But let's go watch Tamara and see what she makes, because I don't think I've ever seen her do a fake bake either. And I'm sure we'll be in for a treat. Ooh, a cat. That's like, yeah, everybody have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow for my disco event. It's happening. I'm making it happen. Bye, guys.